Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am super excited you're tuning in because today we are mastering an absolute modern superpower, offline video. Honestly, even here in 2026, downloading videos from the internet is still one of the most practical digital skills you can possibly have in your back pocket. Whether you're a student building up a huge library of educational lectures, a filmmaker grabbing reference material, or, just someone prepping for a painfully long flight without Wi-Fi, having total control over your media is incredibly empowering. So over the next few minutes, we're going to build a rock-solid, documentary-style workflow together. We're going to dive into the absolute best browser extensions, websites, and heavy-duty desktop apps available this year, so you can save literally any video, anywhere, for free. But wait, before we rush out and start installing everything in sight, we've got to ask a really critical question. How do you actually download videos safely in 2026? Because the stakes right now are surprisingly high. Giant platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, they're updating their anti-download measures on a daily basis. They desperately want to keep you on their platforms watching their ads. And because of this never-ending cat-and-mouse game, finding safe, reliable, and genuinely free tools is absolutely essential, and frankly, a little trickier than it used to be. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, the 2026 landscape. Then, extensions for speed, sites for portability, desktop apps for power, safety, and tips, and we'll wrap up with your ultimate toolkit.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the 2026 landscape, focusing on ethics and safety.
The absolute most crucial balance we have to strike right out of the gate is between fair use and modern malware risks. Look, downloading should always be for personal, fair use purposes. We're talking offline viewing, education, personal backups. You have got to respect copyright laws. For instance, while platforms like YouTube strictly prohibit most downloads in their terms of service, tons of users rely on fair use exceptions to build personal, non-commercial archives. But equally important in 2026, security. Malware risks are literally at an all-time high right now, mostly because of these fake premium versions of popular downloaders just floating around the web. You've got to stay sharp. Free tools almost always come with ads, so never click on suspicious links, stick strictly to official domains or web stores, and hey, if a site ever asks you for payment upfront just to download a standard video, close that tab immediately. No exceptions. Moving right along to Section 2, extensions for speed.
All right, so if you are a fast-moving content creator, or maybe just an everyday user who absolutely hates switching tabs, browser extensions are going to be your best friend. They integrate straight into Chrome, Edge, or Firefox, and they are so incredibly lightweight. Let's energetically run through the top 5 free ones you need to know about right now. First up, Video Downloader Plus. This is pretty much the best overall pick for most of us. Lightning-fast detection, a super clean interface, and it supports over 1,000 sites. Next is FetchFee. This one is an absolute lifesaver if you're dealing with those tricky, complex HLS or M308 streams, especially on social media. Then we've got Video Download Helper, arguably the most powerful one on the list for advanced users dealing with weird formats. We also have Video Downloader Professional, which is fantastic for super reliable one-click downloads. And lastly, CocoCut, perfect for really quick captures.
Setting this up is a total breeze. First, navigate to the official Chrome or Firefox web store, and I can't stress this enough, official sources only. Add the extension, and then make sure you pin that little icon to your toolbar so it's always right there when you need it. Now listen up, because here is a massive pro tip for step 3. When you visit a video page, you actually need to play the video for about 5 to 10 seconds. You have to let the extension see the active data stream. If the video is just paused on the page, the extension might think there's nothing there at all. Once it's playing, just click the icon, pick your quality, 1080p, 4K, audio only, whatever you want, and hit download. Boom, done. So what's the verdict on extensions? Well, on the plus side, they offer absolutely undeniable speed. You get instant access, there's zero extra software cluttering up your hard drive, and the whole browsing experience is just incredibly seamless. You click, you go. But, there's always a catch. Because they are baked right into the browser, aggressive updates from video platforms can sometimes temporarily break them. And yeah, you might run into a few annoying prompts constantly asking you to upgrade to a paid tier. But honestly, for everyday tasks, they are practically impossible to beat.
All right, on to Section 3, sites for portability.
Now picture this. You're a student stuck on a lockdown library computer, or maybe you're traveling and relying entirely on your phone, and you cannot install new software. That is where online downloaders come in. Zero footprint required. All you need is a web browser. The top 5 sites for 2026 are super refined. VidSave at vidsave.com definitely takes the top spot. Blazing fast speed, supports over 1,000 platforms, and it works beautifully on mobile. Then there's Save from .NET, which is a classic pioneer here. They have this brilliant little feature where you can type s from .NET / directly in your address bar before a URL to trigger a download instantly. It's like magic. We've also got 9convert, fantastic for grabbing high-quality YouTube videos. KeepVid gives you a wonderfully clean, multi-platform interface, and Converto.io is just a great, user-friendly option if you simply need to pull an MP3 audio file without a bunch of clutter.
The workflow here couldn't be simpler. It's a universal paste and grab. You literally just copy the full video URL from your address bar, open up a new tab with a site like VidSave, and paste that link right into the main search box. Usually you'll wait about 5 to 15 seconds for the site's servers to analyze the link and spit out your format options. Once you see the thumbnail, just to make sure you've got the right clip, click Download next to your preferred resolution. And the best part? This exact same 4-step process works perfectly whether you're on Chrome on your laptop, Safari on an iPhone, or browsing on an Android tablet.
The biggest win here is the ultimate portability. Zero footprint, total cross-device compatibility, and you completely avoid the hassle of ever-updating software. But let's be real, you do pay for that convenience. These sites survive entirely on ad revenue, which can sometimes get pretty intrusive, so definitely run an ad blocker if you can. Plus, routing a massive video file through a third-party web server means it's generally going to be slower than doing it locally. Oh, and you might experience occasional downtime when the major platforms update their code.
Next up, Section 4, Desktop Apps for Power.
Okay, now we're bringing out the big guns. This is where we escalate from casual, one-off saving to serious, heavy-duty digital archiving. If you're doing bulk downloads, preserving entire channels, or you just absolutely demand the highest quality possible, these are the heavy hitters of 2026. 4K Video Downloader is widely considered the undisputed industry leader. It handles playlists, subtitles, and smart mode automation flawlessly. If you want something a bit simpler, ClipGrab is totally free, open source, and has a great stripped-down interface. On the complete flip side, JDownloader 2 is an absolute powerhouse. That's the one you fire up when you need to queue up literally hundreds of links at once. YT Video Downloader is awesome for beginners, thanks to its built-in search functions. And FreeMake Video Downloader offers amazing format flexibility. Though, a quick heads up, the free version might tag some of your exports with a watermark.
Just think about this for a second. 8K. This single number brilliantly illustrates the sheer raw power we're talking about here. See, browser extensions and websites, they'll often cap out at 1080p, maybe 4K if you're really lucky, because merging high-resolution audio and video files requires serious processing. But desktop tools like 4K Video Downloader, they use your computer's local processing power to handle true 8K video files, making sure you get uncompromised, pristine, archival quality media.
At first glance, using a desktop app feels pretty much like using a website, right? You download the official installer, copy your URL, and click Paste Link inside the app. But under the hood, it's a totally different beast. Here is where the magic happens. Instead of just pasting a single video link, you can paste the URL of an entire playlist or even a whole channel. The app just parses the whole shebang. You can set up a smart mode to automatically download anything you paste at a specific quality. It literally turns a simple 4-step flow into a massive automated archiving machine that just hums along silently in the background.
So, to sum up the desktop experience, yeah, you're trading off that zero installation vibe, but man, you gain so much capability. You're getting super fast multi-threaded downloads, crazy batch processing, the absolute highest resolutions possible, and the peace of mind knowing that if your internet blips, the app handles the connection drops smoothly. The only real downsides? You have to actually install it, and you'll occasionally need to run a software update to stay ahead of platform changes.
All right, moving to Section 5, Safety and Tips. Let's be real, if you download stuff often, you are going to hit a wall eventually. So let's rapid fire some absolutely essential fixes. If your extension yells no video found, think back to our pro tip. Hit play on the video for a few seconds so the tool can actually detect the data stream. If you're on a website and the speeds are just painfully slow, abandon ship immediately and switch over to a desktop app to take advantage of multi-threading. If a site is relentlessly bombarding you with pop-ups, install a solid ad blocker, and please, never click on those fake download buttons. And finally, if you run into an age-restricted or protected video that a website just can't crack, a desktop tool like 4K Video Downloader or JDownloader often has the built-in capability to let you securely log in and bypass those exact restrictions.
And finally, Section 6, your ultimate toolkit. We have covered a massive amount of technical ground today, from quick little browser hacks all the way to heavy-duty desktop software. So let's tie it all together. You really just need to match your specific, real-world workflow to the right tool. If your day-to-day is all about daily tasks and speed, like maybe you're a video editor pulling quick B-roll or a researcher saving references as you scroll, you need a browser extension. And your absolute top pick is Video Downloader Plus. If you are constantly on the go and mobile, sitting at the airport terminal, desperately trying to save a tutorial to your phone before takeoff, you need an online website, and VidSave is your go-to. But if you are building serious collections, archiving entire university courses, pulling 8K footage, or backing up your own precious channel, you need a desktop app. And your indisputable heavyweight champion is 4K Video Downloader.
By understanding how these three categories work, you are fully equipped to tackle absolutely any video downloading scenario that 2026 can possibly throw your way. You've got the tools, you've got the workflows, and most importantly, you know how to do it safely. But, as these giant platforms keep building their walls higher and higher to trap our attention, it really makes you wonder who actually owns the media you rely on every single day. That's definitely something to think about. That wraps up our explainer for today. Thank you so much for learning with me, and remember, for more, visit our website, Fair Solution. Keep learning, keep archiving, and I will catch you in the next one.